Hi everyone, my name's Claire and we're here at the IBBY Conference in Nashville. I'm here with
Traci Sorell, author of fiction and nonfiction works for young people.
So what drew you into the book world?
Basically, once my son was born and he got to be about pre-K age, I started really examining my collection of books for young people, specifically those that portrayed Native nations. I'm a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. And what I found was the stories really centered us pre-1900, and also many of the stories were focusing on retellings of traditional stories, which a lot of times get labeled as folk tales, which is very offensive. Please don't call them that. And I thought, where are the contemporary stories? Where are, us in the here and now? And thankfully, other Native people were having the same idea at the time, which I did not realize. And so now we see a number of Native authors and illustrators, coming into the industry to share their stories and art. And I feel like everyone is benefiting from that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How do you feel that it's impacted just the community of young people in America, just to see that representation?
It's wonderful because, they are aware of themselves, right, and their peer group. And it's like for so many of us, my age, and even, more recently, let's say, even people in their 20s and 30s, when they were going through school, that invisibility, that erasure that I experienced as a child was still there. And so for, my son, who is a tween now, for teens, tweens, and younger children, they are seeing themselves in books. They're able to identify that this was written by a Native author, this was written by a Native illustrator, and what Native nations those folks are citizens of. And so it is a new day, and I hear from them regularly, and certainly pre-pandemic when I was, able to be in the classroom, what a difference that makes for them, because, that is definitely not still a part of their curriculum.
Well, that's amazing that you're able to provide that for them. And
yeah, I mean, it's a community effort, and I say that because bookmaking is a community sport, right? So we're all together on the same team, but that's before the book ever goes to an editor, right? I have talked with people in the community, whether that's mine or if a book's about featuring a different Native nation, what is accurate, whether it's fiction or nonfiction. And I want to ensure that no harm is done, because we've had plenty of that in the past and we don't need that now. So I really respect the fact that young people are really cognizant now of harm being done. And we need to honor that. We need to show them, who they are, reflect back to them who they are, who, their people have been, and again, for Native nations, moving forward, who they can be in the future, and encourage them to then share their own stories, through, again, their writing, through their visual art, storytelling, audiobooks being on the rise. I just did a panel on that here this morning, which was so much fun and very enjoyable. And I just think that, like I say, we're in a new day, and I am delighted to be part of the industry in that sense.
Well, we're really glad that you're here too. You're in the industry and you're here at IBBY, and
it's been wonderful. I'm always grateful to see a collection of people that are very cognizant and purposeful and empathetic about how we need to do better for our future and for our young people. And certainly here, at IBBY's Regional Conference, you see that. You see the collective people who are being very conscientious, and working to approach book creation, book awards, book dissemination with humility. And that's really where we need to be.
Well, thank you, Traci, so much for joining us.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, it was lovely talking to you, and we hope you'll tune in soon.